Whether you in a car, room, office, or tomb, Myron in the
Oh, we back with another episode with my boy David Schwartz talking that fantasy football again. Week 3. Schwartz, what's up, my
Done.
guy?
Tough week for me in fantasy. Lost by 4, and it was Monday night on the
Down
back
1-2.
touchdown. Yeah, so down to 1 and 2. If CeeDee Lamb would have caught that on the first drive, if he crossed, I might have won. But can't look in the past anymore. Got to move forward. I'm feeling a big week. I need a big week.
You need a big week. 1 and 3 is really tough to overcome. I got the dub this week, scored second highest in my league, so feeling pretty good about where my team's at this week, and definitely looking like you for week 4. I'm looking to bridge that gap a little bit though. 3-1 is a pretty nice league in fantasy, so week 4 is going to be pretty big, man. And I know you got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's talk about week 3, and I think we can start with maybe the best player in football, Derrick Henry.
Start D. Henry again.
I
That's
mean,
back-to-back kickoffs for D.
He's
Henry.
on pace for 2,000 yards. Like, I know we talk about Aaron Donald's the most dominant player in football, but is it really Derrick Henry?
I don't know if there's anyone. See, the thing is that he gets so much better as the game goes on. Because in the third and fourth quarter, you don't want to tackle that guy.
Imagine what it is week 17.
I've been tackling him all. Yeah, I've been tackling him all day, coach. Like, now we're tired, and he's getting stronger. Like, that's the issue about it. He's conditioned for this. No defensive player can condition to tackle Derrick Henry for 4 quarters.
No.
When you condition for that.
You're exhausted. You're getting the ice bath for like 20 minutes longer.
I'm sure like every other fantasy owner out there, you're just hoping that he doesn't get bit with the injury bug because of the amount of carries and bruising, tackling, and type of running back he is. The more contact you create, you'd assume the more possibility of injury. But Derrick Henry's definitely looking like the ideal number 1 pick, especially after Christian McCaffrey went down in week 3. So, yeah, Derrick Henry had another great week, 100-plus yards again. Didn't find the end zone, but he's catching the ball, which is getting scary.
Yeah, definitely is scary, especially for people in PPR leagues that got him at like the 4th and 5th pick. Kamara was taking over him, Dalvin, who missed the game already, and McCaffrey, who's out. It's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so Henry's looking like the running back 1 for sure right now.
I'm very got to mention the best kicker in football. Start at the crib. Justin Tucker gave me 18 fantasy points this week. Appreciate him. He missed 1. We could have hit the 20 board, JT.
He did miss 1.
You could have went plus 20, but you missed 1.
Let's hear the thoughts on just the Lions' last drive.
I got to say this. So I called my dad, and so my dad's a super sports. Like, he doesn't miss games or anything, but getting older, my mom has somehow convinced him to walk during football time now. I don't know how this has happened, but over the years, she's got him. I called him this time, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out walking with the wife. What's going on?" I was like, "Dad, it's 26 seconds left. Third and 19. I said third and 19, and Lamar has the ball, no timeouts. Lions up by 1. He goes with all confidence, "Oh, the Lions will lose this game." I go, "Dad, shut up. No, they won't." Then boom, 4th and 19. I go, "Dad, it's 4th and 19. My mom's in the background. She's like, "Oh, we're good. We got this. We got this." My dad goes, "Mark my words. The Lions will lose this game." He goes, "They're gonna throw." He goes, "All they need is 1 pass for Justin Tucker." He throws a, and then they throw the bomb. They throw the bomb, and they throw a little short pass. And I call I'm on the phone still. I go, "Dad, got 2 seconds left. 68-yarder coming up." He goes, "Oh, it's good." It's good.
66.
66 it was, man. Knocked it down. I know every Detroit Lion somehow was like heartbroken and happy at the same time because you witness history if you were at the game, and it's cool to see that. But
true.
Of course, the Lions are in the history book again for a not good thing.
Yeah, it was. I do think a lot of Lions fans knew we were losing that game, especially on 4th and 19.
Dude, no.
It's like
it's
fourth and 8, sure. Like, you're not gonna stop them. 4th and 19. That's Lions are letting that one up. But I don't even know.
Explain it to me though. It's 3rd and 15. You get a sack to force 4th and 19, and then you rush 3.
That was. I mean, he was conservative in the drive before when he just played for the field goal.
But you just sacked Lamar Jackson, and then you rush 3 on 4th and 19. Even in Madden, I pray on a 4th and 19 that I get 3. If I get a 3-man deep on 4th and 19, I got a first down. I'm going to get a first down. And that's exactly what happened. He caught the ball with no defenders near him, honestly.
And I do think, the coaching staff will learn from it. The players are going to learn from it. You got to really play that card because
it's bad timing, though.
Gut punching.
Because last week they asked him, are these the same old Lions? And he got pissed. He was like, stop asking me that stupid S. I can cuss. It's my own podcast. Stop asking me that stupid shit. They kept asking him that. And now it does look like the same Lions. They do play harder, I say,
Yeah, they've been in every game for at least a little bit. Whether it's, the beginning with the Packers or recovering onside kicks at the end with the 49ers. I do think they have a chance. I think this game against the Bears, both teams score a lot of points. I don't know why. You think it's an under. You're thinking it's going to be just disgusting. No defense, 28-31. Lions might win.
My fantasy rule stays true. You start whoever you play in the Lions. So Bears, Allen Robinson will have a bounce back week finally.
Who's been bad.
Been very tough for you. You can expect for him to have a bounce back week. David Montgomery was a little iffy last week. Didn't do anything amazing for people who took him early, but no one did.
They had no yards.
They had no yards. So it's not really his fault. He will definitely bounce back against the Lions. And I would honestly even look at a Cole Kmet at tight end. Tight ends have been an iffy position this entire season. You might be able to strike gold on the waiver with a guy like him. Yeah,
if you see, Mike Gesicki out there, are you going back to him?
I went back to him.
Looked pretty good. These tight ends do show up, and if you find the right one, he can be your guy for the rest of the season. Well, let's talk about some contenders. Rams look really good against the Bucs. The Bills, they're playing the football team, but that's a pretty good defense. We saw it last year, and they look great. They're going to have a blowout win this week as well. Bills are starting to round into form. So those two teams probably look like the best right now. You got the Packers playing really well. Devontae Adams finally got going. If you thought he was going somewhere, you're crazy. He's so good.
He could, though.
He's so good. Well, he's like leaving his team next year, yes, but he's still going to be a top 3 receiver in the NFL. As long as he's got 12, as long as he got Rodgers throwing the ball, come on.
So off those contending teams, which fantasy players are you loving right now?
You gotta love Cooper Kupp, best receiver out there. We were talking Derrick Henry, running back 1, Cooper Kupp's wide receiver 1, scoring touchdowns, getting double-digit targets, tons of catches. He's looking really good. Tom Brady, this guy might throw for 60 touchdowns this year. They are just letting it air out. He's got all the weapons. He's been a great quarterback, and you probably got him so late.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to waste an early pick on Mahomes or Kyler. Kyler's still been great. Mahomes, I think the Chiefs are going to come back and be the Chiefs, but it's early. Sure, they're in last place of the AFC West. They'll win it by like 2 games, right?
Yeah, turn off your television. Stop listening to that stuff. It's not good for you.
Are you picking up Josh Gordon?
I am. This is America. I love second, third, and fifth chances. Yes. I am taking Josh Gordon in every possible league if I have an opportunity to drop somebody that, like in one of my leagues, I picked up Josh Gordon and I dropped Anthony McFarland. Sure. Why not? Let's see where this goes.
What are you doing with Anthony McFarland on the bench anyway?
It's a dynasty league.
Okay.
So that's a great pickup in the dynasty league to get Josh Gordon, in a regular season league.
Though, for 3 years, like he'll play, he has like a touchdown, like a really big game, and then he's kind of quiet for.
But he's going to the Chiefs.
But
he's going to the Chiefs, who are begging for a second receiver. McCole Hardman is not looking anything close to the McCole Hardman we've seen the last couple of years. He's getting a lot more defensive coverage. Route running has been iffy at best. They thought Byron Pringle might be able to step up, had a pretty good offseason. He's not coming into form. Demarcus Robinson's the same player. They need a second receiver. As much as you love Kelsey as your second, passing
Yeah.
option. You need a 2 receiver. And,
Well, he's a big body too.
And Josh Gordon's
right?
a big body.
And I think that's kind of what it is.
And he's
he might be more of a
He'd
distraction.
probably be in great shape.
To the defense. He might be more of a distraction. Get him out there, take coverage off Tyreek, get coverage off Kelsey. And really, I think it does open up lanes for Hardman, Robinson, and Pringle to hit some big plays.
Yeah, he literally can be out there for decoration.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying he's going to be he might not be a fantasy option, but he can definitely be good trade bait for you to pick up. And that's why I'm picking him up.
He's going to help the Chiefs. And if the Chiefs are playing well, that'll make his value go up as well.
And people are going to want to trade for that all the time. So I picked him up for trade value purposes. But yeah, I say why not? Give him a shot. I'm a big fan of targeting him on the waivers. He's one of my many pick targets, along with Gesicki, who recently became a free agent in most people leagues as well. What were some of your week duds this week? I know you still can't be impressed with Jonathan Taylor over there in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that is my running back one, and he is my biggest dud right now. Just really killing me. Just can't find the end zone. Hasn't gotten over, I think, 65 yards in a game. And it's been a struggle. I got to think, he's going to figure it out hopefully this week. And if not, I think it's you pull the panic button out and you maybe start taking some calls on Jonathan Taylor. What's it going to get,
Yeah, exactly what I was saying. That's what I was saying last week about Clyde Edwards. He showed up for me a little bit this week.
Show up.
I'm still wanting to see where that goes. The Chiefs offense is weird. I feel like sometimes Clyde's on punishment there. And he has been very risky with the ball this year, a couple of fumbles, but this year I saw this game after the fumble, they pushed him harder and gave him more plays.
Yeah.
I'm still not completely comfortable starting him every week as a running back 1 or 2, possibly a flex option, but I'm still iffy as a top running back in the league just because the Chiefs offense has been a little up and down.
Yeah, and my other dud would have to be Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. They played really bad against the Vikings, a Vikings team that we don't think is good. Maybe they are, but that Seahawks team is now 1-2 with their next 2 games. Not easy games. They are not easy games. They have the 49ers, and then they're playing the Rams. And divisional play is always tough. They could lose those 2 games and be sitting at 1-4. So they need a win this week, hoping for a big bounce back from Russ, but tough performance from those guys.
Yeah, only team in the offense in a tougher position right now than Seattle, I got to say, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Looking in that exact same position, another loss, and you're just got to start looking at playing B's and C's. Fantasy-wise, very tough matchup this week against the Packers. Fantasy-wise, you got to like the floor you're going to get with Chase Claypool. The targets are there. He's getting you 7 to 8 fantasy points every game, but you aren't seeing the ceiling though yet.
Is it? Yes, but is it Deontay Johnson and Juju Smith were out basically, and Deontay didn't play. Juju was out early. They had Claypool and Najee Harris. I wish I started them both. I would have won, but I benched Claypool for Sutton, and I should have played him because Deontay was out. My bad, maybe. But I don't know. With all 3 of those guys playing, Deontay's the number 1 guy you want, and then it's looking like Najee. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna spread the ball around out more when they have all their guys, but if they don't have anyone, Najee got 14 catches, 19 targets. Those are insane numbers.
It's insane numbers for a running back to have, a rookie running back as well. Like, that is absolutely insane. And not a good insane.
They can't run the ball.
Yeah, that's not a good insane. They had to get him that involved in the passing game due to the lack of running game. Offensive line is in trouble. I don't know what the Steelers are going to do. Mike Tomlin's a great coach, but like I told Schwartz last week, O-line is not usually a coaching thing you fix midseason. You might trade for something, but usually those guys aren't going to see that much improvement during the year. So I really hope they figure it out. Let's transfer over to some waiver wire pickups. I know we talked about Gesicki already and, of course, Josh Gordon. But who are some other guys that you kind of hoped you landed on today that you can kind of see strengthening your team moving forward this year?
Yeah, I think, if you're looking at Rashad Bateman coming back from the IR, first-round pick, going to be another weapon for the Ravens. That could be a guy you take a chance on if you got an open slot. I mean, he's a big play threat. He was really good in college. So that's a guy that you could really, take a chance on if you have the spot. If you need someone that's going to be able to produce right away, I'm looking at a Hunter Renfrow, who's getting a lot of targets, getting a lot of work, just always open. Even Quintez Cephas didn't look terrible with the Lions. They got to get someone the ball. Clearly, defenses are taking a little bit more targeted approach on Hawkinson.
Yeah.
So they got to use the outside, and Cephas is probably one of Goff's best receivers.
Yep, 100%. I love all those options for sure. Those are really good. And Hunter Renfrow, guy just stays in the field. And as a fantasy owner, you love a guy that's always in the field. And he just has the ability to make big plays. And Derek Carr trusts him. They've had that conversation a lot about their friendship. So Hunter Renfrow is a very sneaky pick. I might have to go look him up in a couple of leagues as soon as this gets done wrapped up.
I do like Renfrow, especially PPR. He's getting, 5 catches a game is solid, and if he finds a touchdown, you're golden.
It's the cherry on top. You're good for a win that week, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah, week 4 coming up. Jaguars Bengals Thursday night. Ugh.
I'm happy I don't have an NFL Network.
Don't think I'll be watching that one. I said that about the Panthers and the Texans, and I sat there and watched that one for a little bit too. So
yeah, fantasy owners though, tune in. Jamar Chase, got a T Higgins. T Higgins is not playing.
Jamar Chase, real deal.
Jamar looks like the real deal. You got no T Higgins this week, so it's gonna be a lot of Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. Joe Mixon has been a fantasy nightmare for opponents. Yeah. He's been the second best running back behind Derrick Henry this year as far as fantasy is concerned,
and rushing yards.
And as far as volume, I can't name his backup. So he's going to get lots of touches and will continue to get lots of touches. So it will be a good fantasy matchup because people are also looking at the Jaguars and saying DJ Chark,
James Robinson, big game.
Can they continue?
Marvin Jones still, and 2 QB league. Maybe you're starting Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, 2 young quarterbacks.
Yeah. Let's get into the Sunday slate though.
Got a lot of games Sunday. Got a lot of interesting matchups for some fantasy owners. And let's start off right there with a defense that you should be picking up this week. The Tennessee Titans. They got the New York Jets. They got the New York Jets.
All over a lot.
Going to be a lot of turnovers here. And the Titans are already a good defensive team as well.
Yeah. Another defense that I'd be looking at, same 1 o'clock time slot, is the Saints playing the Giants. First game home since Hurricane Ida. The Dome's going to be rocking. I think Danny Dimes might throw a few dimes to the other team.
Yeah, I got the Saints taking that game as well. And a defense you should probably jump off of the bandwagon on. I know this is going to sound strange. The Carolina Panthers. They got their first real test this week against the Cowboys. I know everyone's huge on them right now, but you got to look at who they played the first 3 games. They played famous Jameis, known for interception. And then they went ahead and played the New York Jets. And
they played Davis Mills.
And they played Davis Mills.
Yeah.
So you got to take their
points on their head.
Dak's going to put some points on them. Don't be so big to stick with that Carolina Panther defense. Like we said, feel free to jump off for, I think, a team that can give you more points. The Saints, the Titans, and in that same 1 o'clock time slot, even look at the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, they still have their turnover streak going. They get at least 1 turnover in every game. Colts have been bad right now. They're banged up. So, yeah, I like that pick. I think going back to those teams, though, you're still starting your guys. DJ Moore is locked into your starting lineup. Robbie Anderson, not so much. But are you playing Chuba? If you have McCaffrey out and you don't really have any other options, you got to
at a flex spot. I think at a flex, I'm thinking people are thinking this is going to be a plug and play with no McCaffrey there. I don't see that as
I don't
such.
think it's that easy.
This is not a Madison, Cook, Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott plug and play, in my opinion. Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey, and let's not take any of that away from him. Chuba's not going to be on that level, and I don't think that they'll even give him the volume attempts to do what Christian McCaffrey was doing. I think you will see a lot of more DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson could be a sneaky pick. They might pass a little bit more this week. Royce Freeman also sneaky waiver wire pickup.
I was going to say they're going to probably run 2 backs, and they're going to get Royce involved, and we don't know who's going to get the goal line carries. It is a dangerous play. If you have to play one of them, I'd probably say you're looking at Chuba, but I'd probably avoid that backfield right now.
I agree. I'm staying away from it. At the Vikings-Browns game, also in that 1 o'clock, you're hoping Dalvin Cook can come back. But if
Yeah.
not, you're definitely playing Madison again. He had a fantastic week. And no one else in these matchups don't scare me as far as either team playing running backs or receivers. You got to go back with OBJ after a very good first week return after his torn ACL. The two running back system in Cleveland's working. Baker's looking decent. I still don't trust their tight ends.
No, I don't either. I think you hit it. Two running backs, and you're playing Odell. I don't know who else you're trusting on that offense right now. And the Vikings, you're playing Jefferson, you're playing Thielen. If you want to try to strike twice and play Conklin, maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely playing whatever running back is in there, because that's the type of team that runs the ball enough where they're going to get the volume, even if it's Madison, and it's going to be good fantasy value. What about the football team, the Falcons? I mean, Ridley's been a disappointment. Pitts has been a disappointment. Falcons finally got a win, so that'll be good for them. They're at home against Taylor Heineke and the boys.
This is a matchup where two fantasy owners are like, someone has to break out here, right? Scary Terry hasn't been necessarily amazing. Gibson's only had one good game.
Yeah.
Gibson's only had the one big long run that happened to be a good game for him. I think both, if you're owners of either of these teams, you're looking like, who's going to break out for me? Kyle Pitts, you haven't seen much of him this year as a rookie.
No.
He was expected to be like a top 4 tight end in the league based off his expected volume. I like the football team to pull away with this game, as I think the Falcons could be one of the worst teams in football. But as far as fantasy goes, you got to hope that Calvin really takes off this year.
No.
And in this
game. But Washington has a good secondary, and if they get the pass rush going, Matt Ryan's not getting out of that pocket. So it's really, I think, Washington football team's game to win if they can have the right game plan and get after Matt Ryan.
Are you starting McKissick?
I don't know if I'm starting McKissick yet. I mean, I have Logan Thomas in my tight end. I did just get Gesicki, but I think I'm riding Logan Thomas. I like the matchup against the Falcons. He's still been getting targets from Heineke. He's been getting red zone looks. PPR deep league, sure. McKissick might be a play just because he's used enough, and he's the third down back right now. But like you said, you're hoping for a breakout game, and if you're a Gibson owner, you really need it.
You need it bad. And the last 1 o'clock game we got here, the Bills and the Texans hop all over that Buffalo Bills defense if they're somehow still in your free agency. And as far as the Texan goes, I'm starting Brandon Cooks, and that's really about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's really about it. The running backs have not been consistent.
Absolutely. Got to stay with Cooks, and then that's really the only piece you want from that team. Other than that, don't even touch it.
No,
and if you are touching it, you're probably in trouble.
Yeah, if you have to start Mark Ingram this week in any position, David Johnson, Phillip Lindsay, you're going to be a long season for you, but it's okay. It's always next year.
Now, this 4 o'clock slate's pretty good.
I need your help in the 4 o'clock games because I need you to convince me to play Aaron Jones against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Why would you not?
I was thinking about starting Clyde Edwards and Montgomery as my running backs. Okay. And then as my receivers, starting Godwin, CD Lamb, and Mike Williams.
And then who's in the flex?
Godwin. We do 2-2 in the flex, traditional style.
I mean, personally, I think you're looking at benching Godwin or CD Lamb for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is a first-round draft pick, right?
Yes, but the Pittsburgh Steelers defense can shut you down. But I guess the volume.
They shut down Mixon last week, and it is the volume.
It's the volume.
He's going to catch the ball too. Because fantasy-wise, the guys you want from the Packers kind of different than the Bucks and the Cowboys is they have their main guys. They have Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. That's really all you're playing from the Packers. Maybe Tunyon, but
that's true.
Those are the guys, and those are the guys that are going to help them win the game. I don't know. Well, I wouldn't bench Aaron Jones this quickly.
That makes me feel a lot better. That means that I'm either going to be benching Clyde or CD Lamb because I ain't benching Godwin, not on Sunday night in New England.
No.
We'll get to that later.
I agree.
We'll get to that later.
I agree.
I got the Packers taking over. I got the Steelers showing up. They're gonna play a lot better this game. They heard the comments from the Bengals talking about us being quitters and all that stuff. But I think the Packers are a really good football team. So I do think the Steelers lose again because I think the Packers are probably top 3 teams in the NFC. Week 1 did not have any slate on my mindset on them at all. I think the Steelers play a lot better, though. Have to play a lot better, or you have to start asking questions. But I think the Packers pull it out here.
I'm with you. I do think the Steelers actually look better. I don't know if they're going to be better, but they're definitely going to look better and hopefully have that offense a little bit more together. If not, you do really have to start asking the Big Ben question. I know you don't want to have that talk, but
we're not having that talk.
Week 4, you gotta start asking if you start 1-3. Let's talk about the best game. I think it's probably got to be Cardinals Rams.
Cardinals Rams is a fantastic game as a fan and as a fantasy owner. You're hopping on all of these players on this lineup. I'm even reaching on Arizona's side to Rondale Moore. I think this is going to be a complete shootout. Robert Woods is a must start.
This is must see.
Cooper Kupp is a must start. Darrell Henderson's a must start. I'd even looking at Everett at tight end position here for the Rams. I mean, Higbee at the tight end position for the Rams. This is a high scoring game. I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this one. I think the Rams pull it out though.
I agree. I think it's a heavyweight fight. Punches are going to be just back and forth being thrown. I do think the Rams pull it out. Rams look like the best team in football right now. Let's just say it. You know, the Bucs are the Super Bowl champions, and Rams just kind of owned them. I know it was at home. Brady probably has this game on his mind right now, but if Brady had to pick one, he'd take the game Sunday night against the Pats. So maybe that's what we're thinking.
Maybe that's what we're thinking, but yeah, I'm rolling with that for sure. Before we head into Sunday night, we got the Broncos and the Ravens, the last game.
Sneaky. This
is very sneaky. The Broncos are what you would call it.
Are you good?
This is it. They just lost another receiver, though, unfortunately, to injury. KJ Hamler, Michigan man, down. So no Judy, no Hamler. Fantasy-wise, I think you have to start Sutton and Patrick, I believe. Yeah. I think you do. And the running backs are iffy there. And the running backs are iffy in Denver. I'm not sure about either at the moment.
Javonte Williams is probably going to be the guy. I don't know if he is currently the guy. I think they're very content splitting carries. Ravens have a good defense, but they've been, I guess, susceptible to some big plays, to letting up yards. Maybe they're not always letting up touchdowns, but they're letting teams get down the field. So I think if you don't really have any running backs and you need to play Melvin Gordon, you need to play Javonte Williams, you're fine. I do think Sutton is probably the best play, and then Patrick. You're still playing Noah Fant, and then the Broncos have played a combined, I think, 0-9 between the 3 teams that they have faced so far. So this will be a good test from the Ravens. Is it going to be a big letdown game after they're just exhausting late winning at the Chiefs, 66-yard field goal against the Lions? You got to go to Denver, altitude.
And they looked bad against the Lions, might I add. They did not look. That game was not supposed to be that close. Marquise Brown dropped 3 touchdowns.
It should have been. Lions shouldn't even been in the game to have a chance.
Even in the game, So they did not look good. And Denver is not a place you want to go visit after playing bad. Altitude and everything, and it's a 4:00 game. It's going to be a tough one for the Ravens. I do have them winning it. Broncos have a combined beat 0-9 teams. I got them losing this week finally.
Yeah, I want to say I agree, but I don't know. This Broncos team, if they don't win, we know Teddy's going to cover. So I'm taking the Broncos with the points because that's all Teddy does.
Oh, man. Sunday Night Football. We got the matchup everybody's been waiting for. The popcorn chewing. Sit back, relax. Tom's going back to the crib.
I'm excited.
Going home. Man,
how can you not be
how can you not love this?
Emotional,
It's just, and I hate media, but this is media gold here. They pray for stuff like this.
Oh my! You see Belichick today, walking to the press conference, hey, what's going on this week? Anything big?
This is like Super Bowl week. This is huge. Tom going back home, the greatest quarterback of all time, going back to where he won all the rings at.
And we know how badly Tom obviously wants it, but let's think about Belichick for a second. Tom just went and won a Super Bowl. Everyone's talking Belichick had a bad year.
Patriots might win, bro.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm joking.
I think the Bucs run them out of their own house.
Your Tom's not about to lose
I
to
think
Mac
they're
Jones.
Going for two. They're going for 2 up like 20. Like that's how badly Tom wants to beat the Patriots down.
Your Tom's not about to lose to Mac Jones on primetime football in the five. Hell no. Yeah, no.
To a rookie?
Honestly, for a rookie, yeah, no. I'm starting everybody that's close to Tom Brady here this week for the Bucks. Mike Evans, I'm starting. Godwin, I'm starting. Definitely starting tight end Gronk. Gronk's gonna have a day. 2 to 3 touchdowns. I'm thinking.
If Gronk's not getting a touchdown, like I don't want to watch.
I'm thinking 2 to 3 touchdowns for Gronk. I'm actually so scared that Gronk has a big game. Yeah, Gronk gets the first one. It's quarterback sneak. Duh.
We'll see. He is the master at it.
Oh, man, it's gonna be a good Sunday night. And then we roll into Monday night with a sleeper game.
Another good game.
John Gruden making that 10-year deal look a little better. He's got the Raiders and the Chargers in LA, going back to their old spot last year. I got the Chargers winning this game. I'm not sure if Josh Jacobs is going to be ready for Monday night. Fantasy-wise, you got to roll with Kenyon Drake. And I don't know what Raiders
touching Kenyon Drake. I am not touching Kenyon Drake.
I like Kenyon Drake this week.
Oh, he has been bad. I think the Chargers have a really good defense. Derwin James back. Asante Samuel Jr. He's gotten the pick in the last 2 games. They still have Bosa. They're a good team. And I don't know if I'm starting any Raiders running back. Personally, I'm going to start Derek Carr this week just because he's been so good. And then you can look at one of those, targets, Waller, Renfro, maybe Ruggs if you feel comfortable doing that now. He's still a big play threat. He catches one bomb, you win your game, right?
Man, Drake's going to be a big receiving back this week. You heard it here first.
All right, we'll see.
And for the Chargers, you got to start the 3 and Herbert.
So who do you got Monday night? Raiders Chargers.
Monday night, I got the Chargers winning that game at the home. I'm not a Derek Carr believer yet. I have to say it.
Fine on him this week. I'm starting him again. So
we're in a 2 QB league. You got to start him in 2 QB league.
I'm worried about Tannehill against the Jets. I think they're just going to run the ball, and I don't really know if I can trust it right now.
I'm definitely starting Derek Carr over Tannehill, 100%. Because Derek Carr is going to get you 2 touchdowns still.
He's going to throw for 300 yards.
He's going to throw for 250 to 300 yards for sure.
He does throw just jump balls. And just tons. It's pretty scary watching the game. Because he just launches it up to Edwards or Ruggs, and it's like, hey, Waller, go get it. But they're on the money. He's a good deep ball thrower.
On the money every time. He's hitting it.
Yep.
Well, man, week 4 is going to be very interesting. I really hope your team does not slide to 1-3. I'm projected to have a pretty good week again, and I'm facing a team I faced week 1 and had a nail biter with, so that's kind of annoying. But
why are you playing someone again?
We don't have any. We just have no division, so we play everybody twice basically. So get them out of the way quick. One of them nasty schedules from the schedule guys, but if I slide past this team here, Myron's back, baby.
You're off. Let's get it. I'm projected to win. I think I'm gonna have a big bounce back week. I need to have a big bounce back week. Like you said, I can't go at 1-3. So gotta win. Gotta get to 2-2. I am sitting right now. A lot of teams tied at 1-2. I am in that 6th spot because of my points. So I just need to keep producing. I need to find the end zone. That's one thing that's been kind of evading me so far this year. I need to score touchdowns.
Got to score touchdowns. That is the name of the game. And before we wrap it up, Cleats of the week go to Buffalo Bills. Tre'Davious White, because I bet y'all did not know he eats cookies and cream ice cream before every single game. And now he's got the cookies and cream on his cleats.
Yep, and hot fudge.
And some hot fudge. This does not seem like a great pregame meal to me, but hey, Ocho versus science, who knows?
But does he eat the cookies and ice cream well before? I didn't see in the article what they said.
It's like his pregame snack.
When he eats it.
It's like his pregame
in the
snack.
Locker room?
Yeah, on the way to the game, like his go-to.
Yeah,
that's a little
his
risky,
body must
man.
have built up some type of immunity because I think most people would be cramping up.
I'm thinking Brady deflating and Jeter fused with Boston. Now that Kobe retired, I'm thinking Kobe for